Hello and welcome to Profiles in Risk. This is your host, Tony Cañas. And today I have with me Brian Fritton. Yes. And is that a dog behind you or on the couch?
Yep, that's my dog broken on the couch.
I love how he's like literally just like not moving. Okay. And Brian is with Havoc Shield, which is a cybersecurity solution specifically for small businesses. We thought that it would be a great fit because of he's CEO of Havoc Shield. We thought it'd be a great fit because agencies and brokers in general are small businesses. And God knows, generally, they're not the most techie businesses in the world. So Brian, thank you for being with us today. We always give the guests the chance to give kind of the elevator pitch. Why should insurance agents take a look at Havoc Shield?
Sure. And yeah, thanks, Tony, for having me. No, it's not we're not insurance brokers ourselves, but we have found a place in the industry here because we've had a number of brokers and other folks in the risk industry to reach out to us for help. We started, as you said, as a all-in-one cybersecurity program specifically built for small businesses. So you can kind of think of it like what TurboTax did for tax prep, we did for small business cybersecurity, making it easy for anyone inside your organization to actually stand up a professional cybersecurity program, and the tools and policies and configuration and guidance, included in that. And so we started getting more into helping the risk industry by virtue of the fact that carriers and the rest of the ecosystem are starting to appropriately, clamp down on the types of risks they'll take on small businesses in cyber. And so we've seen, the 2 or 3 questions, expand to 20 and approve it, right? And so that is for your listeners, oftentimes doing 2 things. Is one, it is wildly slowing down the rate at which we can get new applicants through the pipeline, get renewals done, because a lot of these folks do not know the first thing about these 20 questions, and they read like Latin, right? And so it is a revenue problem for brokers and for the ecosystem as a whole. And then secondly is it's forcing us all to be more thought leader oriented. Like we, I think in the risk industry, need to be seen as business advisors, not just your insurer, right? And the same is happening for CPAs and folks like that. And so we've been asked by some of our partners in the insurance industry and in the financial industry to help them provide a service like our platform to their clients, so that it can help them get through the sort of requirements that they have through the fears of not having a cybersecurity program in place. And we're being asked by brokers and partners like that to help facilitate that process, because most brokers don't have a cyber background themselves, and we can certainly be helpful in that.
Okay, so if I'm a broker and I do commercial insurance for a bunch of different companies, some of which are smaller and some of which are medium kind of thing, with some luck the medium ones have at this point kind of a handle on their cyber, but the small ones definitely just have no idea, right? Like the baker opened a bakery to run a bakery. Even insurance in general is the last thing he wants to think about. And we can help him with his property insurance needs. We can help him with casualty, if somebody gets food poisoning or somebody slips and falls, that kind of stuff we've done that our entire careers. That's super easy, right? But chances are, regardless of what the business is, they collect some sort of information that they'd be liable if their systems got hacked.
Yeah.
And they definitely have no idea. So basically what you're telling me that I didn't know. So let me see if I understood correctly. So I've never worked the cyber insurance space. So basically, if I had been smart enough to recommend cyber to my clients 2 or 3, 4 years ago, getting them that coverage was pretty easy. And that's gotten a ton harder with all of the hacks we've seen in the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think the types of companies that we're seeing come through that often brokers need help with are, I guess, what I'd call, the professional services types of firms. So it's the financial advisors, it's the lawyers, and the folks like that have significant data on their own clients, and
they're very attractive targets.
Yep. Real estate companies, title brokers, title companies, mortgage brokers, things like that. And they are being forced more and more by their own industry's regulations, as well as the fact that they are easy, often targeted types of companies by spray and pray types of attackers who will prioritize small companies because they're easier to get into. And so you have these types of companies, the lawyers, the financial advisors, the small healthcare clinics, folks like that are coming to brokers and are saying, we need this coverage, even to stay in business in some of these industries. The regulations that are coming into effect, if not their industry association, their licensure, are requiring these types of things. But it's not even being forced a whole lot by that. It's being forced by these small businesses' fear of what can happen. I mean, in the last 2 years, we've seen just the effects of ransomware alone. And the fact is that, the Verizon Data Breach Report, Ponemon Institute, a bunch of these reputable reports have it at that, the attacks that occur against businesses, 50% of the time it's occurring against a company with less than 500 employees. And that's due to the case that these attackers know that they're squishy targets, and if they get attacked, there's a far less likelihood that without the appropriate kind of coverage in place, they're going to survive it. There's a lot in place beyond just the initial impact of a breach. There's a whole cleanup and recovery crew and the lost business and everything too. And so these brokers, I think that, we're trying to help. I'm imagining a good amount of your audience is getting deeper, more serious and frustrated questions about cyber liability.
Okay. So they can answer that question with, hey, we partnered with Havoc Shield, and let me show you how easy it is for you to assess your vulnerability and to answer the questions in the application that I need you to answer. And how easy it is for you to protect your basis.
Yeah. So a couple of things that we think are valuable, whether you're a customer of ours or not. A is educating your applicants and your existing clients going through renewal what these questions even mean, because they're written like they're designed for larger companies that have an existing security team, right? Like none of us know what that even means, what multi-factor authentication means and network segmentation and blah, 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 right? And so we've built products that make that easy. So we have a guided portal that you can send to your applicants and to your existing teams and use yourself to understand what these requirements are. We'll map that to your carrier. So we work directly with your team to look at your carrier's questions. We map that to what we know inside the building. And then we write no jargon answers, helpful recommendations on how to get through that question, pair it with good multimedia, and make the process of understanding these questions much easier and give people a level of comfort. So that you are providing value even pre-bind. And then it's like, okay, I know now that I don't have 6 of the 10 things I need to have in place. How do I do that? Where do I go? So that's where our program comes in place. Is we've integrated a strong set of tools, the policies and everything in place. So password managers, patching, antivirus, all that sort of good stuff, showing your team how to enable multi-factor authentication. We've put those into our program. And so what we're doing for our partners in the insurance and risk industry is building custom programs for them. Again, mapped to those carrier requirements that you have, that helps your clients do the homework behind those requirements now. So it's not just telling them what it means, it's okay, now let's take care of it. And so the obvious benefit for brokers in that case is that we can significantly accelerate the speed through your pipeline, make sure that you're seen as a value add provider by producing this, and then give you a much better chance of approval with the carrier.
Okay. How much of a time commitment does it require for my client?
Yeah, at the broker level, we take care of 99% of it. So there's a few check-ins of about 30-minute calls, maybe 2 or 3 of them over the course of onboarding. We can onboard a new client in about 2 to 4 weeks, depending on their timeline and preference. And yeah, it just takes a couple 30-minute meetings to get their approval on the types of onboarding sort of information that we need to produce that program. And then we provide all of the launch collateral, down to like, here's an email template you can use to send to your applicants, and here's a couple co-branded one-pagers that you can include with your application if you so choose, and things like that. So we take care of a lot for you. Out the other end for their clients. Their clients get a special link that they go to. They get presented with a discount code that is only available should they bind through them. And we've seen clients come out the other end the same day.
Oh wow! Okay, and so not only are you providing the tool set that protects the client, the automated help to get through the application questions, which are hard, and since you're specifically designed it for agents, you're providing me the marketing that I need to maximize the number of my clients that take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we know that a piece of this is also making sure that you can lead the way for your clients as a advisor, as an important part of their business, as a trusted partner, by producing the types of thought leadership content that they will expect from you. And that's not your job, that's our job, right? For you when we work with you. And so we produce a good set of regular content towards that end that not only make the program sort of easy to launch and manage so that you can speed up that pipeline, get more applications underwritten, but also so that your clients come back to you next year because they rely on that information from you.
Okay. And I see the pricing for the final client, although you did say that there's a discount code, but the pricing is very reasonable. I mean, the basic program is $70 a month for up to 10 users, and then $7 per user beyond that. So yeah, eminently reasonable. And for the broker, is there a cost to be able to offer your product to my customer?
Yep, there is. Yeah, we settle somewhere around the $10,000 to $15,000 a year range. And by the way, we're super transparent with pricing because we want to make it easy to work with us. The idea here is that if you underwrite a certain amount of cyber, if you'd like to underwrite more cyber, the math is pretty easy to do when it comes to the margins on those, and our ability to speed the rate at which you can get significantly higher chances of approval and speedy pipeline. So we think it's a pretty no-brainer cost at that point. And when it comes to proving our worth, client by client, we're willing to look at what you're producing today and provide guarantees on making sure that you can produce more tomorrow to make sure that that price is
Oh,
worth.
wow. Okay. Yeah, that's rare.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
we're that confident that it's going to improve for you that we will risk doing the work and putting everything together for you. We want to make sure that this is a valuable thing.
okay, it makes sense. And like I said, I'm not a broker, but putting myself in the shoes of brokers, I look at the news. It's quite clear that cyber is not going away. It's becoming a bigger and bigger deal. For the great majority of brokers, it's not our area of expertise.
Yep.
And given what you're sharing on how it is getting harder and harder to get the stuff written because it's being underwritten a lot more strongly than it used to be. Especially if I work with a lot of clients that who are actively telling me that cyber's, that they need help with cyber. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. And what you're telling me about the underwriting piece is definitely tracking with what I'm hearing in my network, in the Insurance Nerd Slack channel and stuff. That recently I made a comment that there's a lack of capacity, right? Or nerdy insurance terminology for it. It's hard to find a carrier that will write it. And somebody corrected me, who's closer to it than I am, that there's no lack of capacity. It's just being underwritten a lot more.
Yep.
So exactly what you're telling me. Perfect. And I'm assuming the alternative to what you guys do is a suite of different tools that my client would have to pick up kind of a la carte. They'd have to know what they're looking for, first of all.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, for a broker, it's trying to make the math work on coaching your client through that kind of stuff when you don't really understand it yourself, right? And the math just doesn't work. And for your client, yeah, it's people inside a small business who have an operation they got to get back to, whose job it is not to handle security. That's just the thing that they got added to their list of duties, right? That was my position in companies in the past. So I have a lot of empathy for that. And so, yeah, for them, it's okay. I got to figure out what all this means. I got to get it done by a certain time because I want to get back and I want to get this coverage. And I got to put these things actually in place. And so we try to bring everything like that under one roof and make it as simple so that the intern can do it.
So that the intern can do it.
Yep.
That's a great slogan. It should be the front page. So the front page right now is the all-in-one cybersecurity solution built for small business. I would add to that, so easy the intern can do it.
Yeah. Okay. Good feedback. I will send that forward.
Fantastic. Brian, thank you for joining me today. When this goes live, I will tag you on LinkedIn and I will include the link to Havoc Shield. It's really easy, havocshield.com. Website seems very, very easy to you even have a 14-day free trial. So super easy to sign up. And also I noticed that at the very front of the website, it asks me if I want to run the 5-step vulnerability scan. So it looks like it's very, very easy to give it a shot and get started.
Yeah, it really is. And we've been talking a lot about products that you can support the risk and insurance industry with for accelerating your pipeline and improving your relationship with clients. But the other thing that is worth mentioning there when you maybe take a look at the site is all of these folks that we share this industry with are vulnerable, mostly small businesses as well, and to an extent are subject to things like the New York Department of Financial Services Act. If you're with anyone in New York, if you're not, it's coming your way. And even if you're not so worried about those regulations, the types of risk associated with your company because of the data you hold is quite significant. So you yourself have great reason to take a look at the platform itself as well. And to that end, we want to make sure that we're a good partner in the industry here that we're sort of coming into and trying to find our place in. So we're going to send a discount code to you, Tony, to make sure that we can share that in the show notes with anyone listening if they'd like to sign up.
Perfect.